finally get some Bears football back. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears preview, and it feels good to do one of these again after the Bears bye week. I did do a state of where the Bears were in the bye week. I'll leave that link to that video in the cards, but it feels good to do one of these again as the Bears travel on the road coming off of the bye, sitting at 4-2 to take on a red-hot Washington Commanders team who has been very surprising as they sit at 5-2 on the year. But it's a lot to talk about with this game as it got flexed because it's one of the more premier games on the schedule, which the Bears don't usually have that, especially as of late. So it's good to have. So it's a lot to talk about, a lot of things, matchups, and injury concerns on both teams. But I'm not going to make this any longer. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Alright, so it's time to talk about the Chicago Bears offense versus the Washington Commanders defense as the Bears come in as the 12th ranked offense as far as points per game, as the Bears sit at 24.7 points per game, and the Washington Commanders defense is 15th in points with giving up over 21.7 points a game. Now, the strength of this Bears team, especially over the 3-game winning streak, is the running game, which is ranked 24th in the league, but that has a lot to do with the bad start. The 3-game win streak has seen DeAndre Swift, has seen Roschon Johnson run the football effectively, and they're going up against the Washington Commanders defense that ranks 18th against the run. Now, the strength of this Commanders defense, you can say, is the secondary, or you can say is the pass defense, as they ranked 12th against the pass, and the Bears are 20th. So I think a lot of those numbers are skewed because the Bears started off slow. But one thing that the Washington Commanders defense can do is that they can turn you over. They can turn you over even though they ranked 18th. They've been playing a lot better, even though last week I want to say it was just Carolina. But they have a defense that can get after you with their front, even though Jonathan Allen is on IR, which sucks for them. And then, honestly, he's one of the more premier interior defensive linemen, along with his mate, Deron Payne, who is a very good interior defensive lineman on his own right. Joshawn Newton, the rookie that they drafted from Illinois. Clelin Ferrell has been playing, he's played better. Armstrong has been playing solid since he's got there, but both Ferrell and Armstrong are questionable for this ball game. So they do have a linebacker core that has been very solid, led by the veteran Bobby Wagner and Louisville and Fowler Jr., who had that touchdown last week. So the Bears' challenges coming into this game is, number one, they stick to the running game. That has been, I want to say, the best thing about this Bears offense the past couple of weeks is that they've been able to run the football. They've been consistently, and they have been sticking to the run. And this offensive line, to me, I want to know you guys' thoughts on this. They've been playing a lot better ever since Matt Pryor was inserted at that right guard position. Now, I don't know. It's just me. I think they've been a better unit since he's been in the lineup. Leave like guys' thoughts, but offensively, I like the fact that even in the last Bears game against Jacksonville, it wasn't just all about DJ Moore. It was about Keenan Allen. It was about Kmet, who both had good games. DJ Moore had his touches, and Odunze had his touches. But I do like the fact that Caleb Williams has been improving week by week, and I think he's going up against a tough test with Dan Quinn and this Washington Commanders defense that they had the talent with Rivera. They just, some reason the scheme didn't necessarily work, but what Dan Quinn has been doing, he's been getting after them. They've been creating some turnovers. So one thing the Bears are going to have to do is take care of the football. The one thing the Bears are going to have to do if they want to win is still be effective running the football. And I would like to see Shane Waldron, myself, stick to the running game because that's been setting up so much of Caleb Williams' success in the passing game. So you have to have an effective run game. We've seen it with other teams. I think the Bears still coming into this game, even though the Commanders are out Jonathan Allen, I still think this team with the Bears has to run the football effectively. That sets up so much. The Bears as an offense are pretty much healthy with Jenkins, with Braxton Jones on the offensive line, Darnell Wright, and the receiving core is pretty much healthy coming into this game. So one thing I still will love to see is Shane Waldron actually still commit to DeAndre Swift, who has been cranking it up the last couple of weeks and running the football. Then set up some of that play action, set up some of those reads that Caleb Williams have had success with in the passing game. He's also had success sitting in a pocket. So I do want this Bears front, especially the offensive line, to still protect better. They have been better the last couple of weeks, but they are facing a step up in competition where as far as from where we had the last 2 weeks, where we had the where we had the Panthers and we had the Jaguars, step up to a defense that has been productive like this Commanders defense. Even though a lot of things they ranked in the middle of the pack, it's a step up from the Panthers and the Jaguars, who basically are 2 of the worst defenses and probably 2 of the worst teams that the Bears have faced and 2 of the worst teams in the NFL. So I like to see, number one, better protection, still be improving protection, which we've seen, and run the football that sets up so much. I started to believe more in Caleb Williams to take care of the football because he's been taking care of the football over the past couple of games. He had that 1 interception last game against the Jaguars, but that was just a missed throw. So the keys for this Bears offense to have success: stick to the running game, take care of the football, be physical up front, and Caleb Williams take care of the football. Spread the football to your weapons. Don't focus on just one. Get other guys involved, whether it's Everett, who's been seeing some targets, Odunze, Allen, Moore, all your weapons. Just get them involved. And I've always said, the tight end is the best friend. That's why I say Cole Kmet, I think, is the X factor with this Bears offense, especially in a game that I can see possibly give you a high-scoring game if certain things on the other side of the ball happen. Today's video is brought to you by Cellular C4. This is a product that I personally used before I even decided to partner with them. And the first thing I got introduced to was the energy drinks by C4. This right here is a fruit punch flavor. They have many other flavors. They have popsicle flavors that just dropped. They have Skittles, Starburst, all the type of flavors that you want. To help you get started with your day, you can wake up in the morning before you start your day and drink you one of those. And also before you get that workout in, when it's workout day, you can take you some pre-workout to help you get the boost in your workout. All the products, 0 sugar, low calories. This is a great product to take you in your workouts and your journey on fitness to the next level. And I am happy to partner with a product that I was already using in my own personal life. And I will leave my code in the description below to save you guys 20% on your first purchase of C4, of their workouts. They even have muscle recovery to help boost after workouts. They have so many supplements and things to help you on your fitness journey. And you can get yours today in the description below. Click the link and use my code APW Sports to help you save 20%. And again, the links are in the description below. And use the code APW Sports to save you 20% on your purchase. Now, it is time to get back into the video. Now let's talk about the Chicago Bears defense versus the Commanders offense. And we know the biggest elephant in the room is Jayden Daniels' health. Now, I'm not going to lie. If you're watching this, I'm doing this assuming Jayden Daniels is going to play. If he comes out that he's not going to play, this probably comes irrelevant, but I'm doing this assuming he's playing. So we're talking about the offense led by Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator, with Jayden Daniels, who's just having a sensational rookie year that ranks first in the league as far as points, scoring over 31 points a game, 31.1 to be exact. But they're going up against the Bears defense that ranks 4th in the league in points with with 16.8 points a game. Now, when we talk about some of the strengths of each side, the one thing the Commanders do well is that they run the ball. This team ranks third in the league as far as rushing, and that goes against a little bit what the Bears have been doing. I want to say struggling with a little bit, but as of this week, this team ranks 11th against the run, and we're talking about the Bears as a passing unit, who's one of the more stronger units, ranking 7th against the pass. So we're talking about teams that I think this is the clash of the battle. The strength of this Commanders team has been what they've been doing offensively with Jayden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury. And the strength of this Bears unit has been doing what they've been doing with Matt Eberflus and this Bears defensive unit. Montez Sweat, he is going up against his old nemesis as far as the Washington Commanders go. They changed a lot of things, but either way, Montez Sweat gets to get somewhat of a revenge game against his old man. Now, the questionable things coming into this game for the Bears defense specifically is the secondary, whether you have Brisker, Stevenson, and Gordon. All three are questionable for this ball game. Last week, it didn't really have so much of a hit that Stevenson was out and Gordon ended up getting out in the middle of that game, and we missed Brisker as well. But I think in a game like this, with the receiving core like Terry McLaurin from The Ohio State University, Noah Brown, Diami Brown, Zacchaeus, and you have guys like Brian Robinson Jr. in the backfield, I think he's been running the ball very good, and he's been better at the game. Austin Eckler, who's very dynamic in his own right. And then you're talking about Jayden Daniels. Like I said earlier, I'm assuming he's playing. You're talking about Jayden Daniels and not only his ability to throw the football, but his ability to use his legs, which I think in a game like this, against a quarterback like this, the linebacking core with Edmunds and Edwards and Sanborn, when he is in the game, is going to be key, because you're going to have to keep somewhat of a spy on Jayden Daniels because of his athleticism. And even though it's a rib injury and those can kind of linger, those can kind of slow down your willingness to run, I think a guy as tough as Jayden Daniels is still going to try to run the football. So the one thing that the Commanders have done so well within their season is run the football to make things easier, make the windows a little bit more open for Jayden Daniels to throw the football into. And that is why I think they've been having so much success. Now, on the offensive line, we have some questionable parts for the Commanders, where we're talking about Biadazi, I hope I'm not pronouncing his name wrong, Allegretti and Coleman. The left side, tackle, guard, and center, all three are questionable for this ball game. Then, on top of that, you have a pretty much healthier Bears defensive line, whether you're talking about Billings, who I've enjoyed what he's been doing. Dexter, I think, is starting to emerge more and more. And DeMarcus Walker has been making plays for this Bears defensive unit. So each side coming into this game has questionable pieces, whether it's be Jayden Daniels at the quarterback position for the Commanders, the left side of their offensive line and center questionable, and our secondary for the Chicago Bears. And one thing the Bears are going to have to do, I think, better, I think they're going to have to force Jayden Daniels to throw the ball. Now, we know Jayden Daniels has the talent, the arm to be able to have success throwing the football. But I think if you're able to slow down the Commanders' running game and make them a bit one-dimensional, I think that throws off so much of what they can do as an offense. Because what we've seen from the Commanders with Brian Robinson, with Austin Eckler and Jayden Daniels' legs, they've been able to do so much because they have been so successful at running the football, which means they can use play action, which creeps those linebackers up because they have to defend the run, and which they can do some rollouts because Jayden Daniels is very athletic. So I think the key for this Bears defense is to slow down the run game and do what they can do, or do the best they can to make this Commanders offense kind of one-dimensional and force Jayden Daniels to beat you from the pocket. I know that's easier said than done. I know that. But if they're able to minimize the running game, they're able to get pressure on Jayden Daniels without necessarily blitzing, it's going to be a struggle for the Commanders to really just, I want to sit back and air out the football, because that's not how they're built. And if you make them play into your hands, which is slowing down the running game, and going up against this Bears secondary, who I think is one of the premier secondary units that we have in the NFL, it is going to make things a little bit tougher for Jayden Daniels and this Washington Commanders offense to have success in this ball game. But with all that said, I am going to go with, I am taking the Chicago Bears in this game, and I'm taking them in a very close ball game. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as a lot of people coming into this game is going to think. And I'm going to say with the score of 21-17. Now, this Bears defensive unit has been a very stout unit, and they've been, I think one of the weaknesses of the Bears defense is against the run, but they have been a little bit better the past couple of weeks. So I think they're going to be able to slow down the running game and kind of hit Jayden Daniels because of that rib injury. And then offensively, when we're talking about the Bears, I think with the team like the Commanders, you're going to want to attack a bit of their secondary and still run the football, which they've been doing the past 3 weeks. And I still think they are going to run the football effectively, minus Commanders' Jonathan Allen. So I'm still picking the Bears. I still believe the Bears will run the football. I believe they will set up some of those plays and hit some of those big-time plays down the field. And I think the Bears' defense creating turnovers, I think that will be the biggest difference in this ball game, especially for a young quarterback like Jayden Daniels. Even though both Bears have their own young quarterback, but he's been protecting the football. So I'm going to have the Bears win this game, and I think the Bears' defense will be the biggest factor in this game, and that's why I say it's going to be a 21-17 score, and the Bears improve to 5-2. But those are my thoughts. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.